Undertale has a strange way of seeing the world. You play as a young human, seemingly around the age of 10 perhaps, dropped into a strange new world filled with monsters, most of whom, for admittedly comprehensible reasons, are actively trying to kill you. The game's notable for its non-violent options for play, the pacifist ending, or the ending wherein you don't kill anyone, being the best in terms of material outcomes. You can talk to, check out, run away from, flirt with, and other assortments of nouns and prepositions with regards to the monsters in the game. And the game, through the narrative, encourages you, most times, to take the less stabby route. And therein lies the problem. You see, the game treats the genocide route, that being the route wherein you kill all the monsters you can, as a really horrific thing. The music changes, becomes distorted, the monsters disappear, you sometimes lose control over your character and get eerie narration like Kara referring to the monster kid as free XP. You have to fight Sans, a ridiculously hard boss that doesn't even appear in the other playthroughs, and at the end you're possessed by the malevolent spirit of a seemingly omnipotent demon child bent on destroying the world. So yeah, suffice it to say, the game doesn't deem the actions you take in this route to be particularly good. But like, why? Almost every monster you fight attacks you first. It's completely reasonable for you to defend yourself in such situations, especially considering the MC is a child. The entire underground is basically this weird fascist state led by a strong man who blames all of his society's problems on humans, even though humans have been separate from them for so long they seem to not know monsters even exist. Undyne in particular is pretty much Hans fucking Landa, whereas I'm pretty sure I don't even have to make the Mengele comparison with Alphys. And all of this is something a child has to deal with and interpret without the aid of any adult figures, besides Toriel in the beginning. Even in seemingly fucked up situations like the one with Monster Kid, wherein Frisk attacks him without provocation, I mean, think of the context of this. Frisk is literally being chased by a genocidal maniac, and a kid who they just met and who's probably much older than them, considering monsters are immortal, is literally trying to prevent them from defending themselves and condemning them for doing so. Monster Kid also happens to be from a race who just realized exists that has so far done nothing to them besides attempt to kidnap and murder them. And again, just to stress this, Frisk is a child. So why is it that a person defending themselves from being murdered is treated like the game equivalent of Pol Pot? Well, the issue here is that Undertale's morality prizes above everything doing the right thing, even if that comes at the cost of your own personal safety. In a way, Undertale's morality is purely utilitarian, arguing that the net result on sentient happiness as a result of your action in the game far supersedes your own happiness. In my first video, look in the description, I discussed the idea that genocide in very specific and notably unrealistic circumstances could be argued to be justified. Under the criteria laid out there, a strange situation like the one in Undertale could qualify. But is there really such a situation? Should a rule like the right to self-defense be discarded if it eventually leads to the genocide of a race? Does the race, almost wholly bent on the otherization of another race, deserve the moral consideration, even in its totality, as one innocent child from the otherized race? What does that mean for notions of justifying violence against oppressor groups by minority groups? All these questions and more on the next episode of Really though, these are big questions that, for the purposes of this video, I won't answer for you. This is something I want you to consider by yourself. Is the genocide route justified? Should you always do the right thing, even at the cost of your own physical safety? Let me know in the comments maybe. Thanks for watching guys. This video is a bit shorter than usual, but I just wanted to put out a quick food for thought, as it were, before putting out my next longer video. Not going to tell you what that is though, mainly because I haven't decided yet. Anyways, see ya. Bye. Also, by the way, you shouldn't have killed Papyrus. Making this video would have been a lot more complicated if I had to take Papyrus into account, so I didn't. But yeah, you probably should have spared Papyrus. He's a nice guy. Yeah.